Hi, welcome back. In previous section, we have created customer JP entity. In this video, we will create order JP entity and will establish one-to-many relationship between customer and order. Here, one customer can place multiple orders and multiple orders belongs to one customer. In one-to-many relationship, customer table primary key becomes foreign key in order table. And also we will use JP annotations, one-to-many and many-to-one annotations to establish one-to-many relationship between these customer and order entities. Okay, let's move to STSID and let's create order JP entity and we'll establish one-to-many relationship between these two entities using JP annotations. Open the project, go to entity package. Here I'm creating one class that is order. This is order class. Now we need to decide what are the fields that we need to add in order entity. Look at here, this is order page. We need to provide like product name, total amount, shipping address and payment method. Then we will place the order. In our e-commerce application, we are going to use these kind of order details. Inside this class, I am providing instance variable like private integer id, private string, product name, private double, total amount, private string, shipping address, and then private string payment method. These are the fields that we are using here. Here we can use Lambda connotations in order to avoid boilerplate code such as getter, setter, toString, equals and code and so on. Here I'm using at data annotation. Let's go inside this annotation. It provides getter, setters, required constructor, toString, equals and code and all. Simply I'm using data annotation here. And also I'm using all args constructor and no argument constructor. Now we want to make this class as JP entity. For that I am using JP annotation that is @entity. This annotation makes this normal Java class into JPA entity. And also I am providing @table annotation. Here I am giving table name that is order table. You can use unique constants and all if you want. And I'm using @id annotation to define primary key to this entity. And also I'm using @generated value to define primary key generation strategy. Here I'm using strategy identity. And also I'm using column annotation to provide particular column name. Simply I'm using product name, total amount, shipping address, payment method. If we don't specify column annotation, then JP will consider column name as field name. Here we have created order JP entity. Now we need to establish one-to-many relationship between customer and order. Here I'm creating customer instance like private customer. On top of customer, we need to add JP annotation that is @many-to-one annotation. Basically, we are going to establish bidirectional mapping between customer and order. Here many means orders, one means customer. Here we can understand that one customer have multiple orders belongs to one customer, like that. Let's specify fetch type, fetch type dot lazy. Here I am using fetch type dot lazy. it tells Hibernate to only fetch the related entities from the database. When you use relationship and we want to add join column annotation also, we use join column annotation to specify foreign key column. Simply I'm using at join column. Here I'm providing name, that is customer ID. Here we are using join column annotation to specify foreign key inside order entity, and also we'll make this column as not null. For that I'm using nullable is false. That's it. Now let's move to customer entity. This is customer entity. Here we can create order field like private set of order. Orders is equals to new hash set. Here I'm using set collection because each order has its unique ID. For that I'm using set. You can use list also for no issues. Actually it is bidirectional, so I'm using at one-to-many annotation here. At one-to-many like this. In bidirectional mapping we need to maintain owning relationship. In our case, customer is the owning relationship. For that I'm using one attribute that is mapped by customer. This customer is present in order entity. Let's go to order. See, this is customer like that. Here I'm specifying cascade type. Cascade. Here I'm choosing cascade type dot all. Whenever we save parent, along with its child also gets saved. Let's go inside this. See here, all, persist, merge, remove and all. For example, if you do remove parent, then along with that child also gets removed. Simply I'm using all. It supports all operations. Let's specify orphan removal. Here I'm using orphan removal is true. Whenever we remove parent, along with its child also need to remove. That's it. Here we have created order entity. These are the fields present in the order entity, and we declared Lombok annotations and also JP annotations, and we have established one-to-many relationship between customer and order entities. Let's start the Spring Boot application. Right click on the project, run as Spring Boot application. Our application is up and running. Tomcat server started and running on port number 8080. Let's go to MySQL Workbench, refresh schemas. Observe here, two tables are available here. Let's open customer table. See, this is customer table, and open order table. See, this is order table. Observe here, this customer ID is foreign key in this order table. Let's go to IDE. See here, this is create SQL query for customer table. This is for order table, like this. It is considering customer ID as foreign key. Okay, I will see you in the next video. Hi, welcome back. In previous video, we have created order entity and we have established one-to-many relationship between customer and order entities. In this video, we are going to create order repository. Let's go to repository package. Inside this package, I am creating one interface, that is order repository. This repository extending from JPA repository. This JPA repository expecting two parameters. One is entity type, another one is primary key data type. Here our entity is order and primary key data type is integer, like that. Here we will use @repository annotation like this. This repository annotation is optional here because this JPA repository has one implementation class, that is simple JPA repository. Let's open its implementation. See, this is simple JPA repository. Let's click on that. This is the class which is implementing from JPA repository implementation. Let's go inside this. and this JPA repository implementation internally extending from JPA repository. And this is simple JPA repository. It is the class. It is the implementation class from the JPA repository. Already this class annotated with repository and transaction annotation. So here it is not required. Let's remove this. And also JPA repository supports for pagination and sorting. Let's open its implementation. See here, this is paging and sorting repository. Let's click on that. See here, it has two methods. One is with find all with sort object. Second one is find all with pageable object. By using these two methods, we can perform pagination and sorting. And also this JPA repository supports all the CRUD operation methods for us. Let's go inside this. These are the methods that are present in JPA repository. Okay, I will see you in the next video. Hi, welcome back. In previous video, we have created order repository interface. In this video, we are going to create order DTO class. For customer entity, we have created customer DTO class and we have sent customer DTO class as a response of REST API to the client. Similarly, for order entity, we are going to create order DTO class. Here, we are not going to expose order entity directly to the client as a response of REST API. Instead of that, we will create order DTO class and that we can use to send the data between client and server. Let's move to STS ID. Let's create order DTO class. And let's define required fields that we can use to send response of REST API. Go to DTO package. Here I'm creating one class that is order DTO. Now let's define the fields that we want to send the response of REST API. Let's go to order entity class. Here we will use ID, product name, total amount, shipping address, and payment method. These are the required fields to send the response of REST API. Let's copy these fields. Go to DTO class, paste here. Remove these JPA annotations. That's it. On top of this class, I'm using a data annotation. It provides setters, getters, toStrings, equals and hashcode and so on. It will provide required methods at runtime. Let's go inside this annotation. It provides like getter, setters, constructor, toString, equals and hashcode and all. We will use this order DTO class in the service layer and controller layer. Okay, I will see you in the next video. Hi, welcome back. In this video, we are going to implement create new order for customer with ID REST API. It handles HTTP post method and URL is /API/customers/customer ID. We need to provide customer ID dynamically. /orders and its status code is 201 created. Let's move to STS ID. Let's create this REST API. Now we need to create order service interface. Go to service package. Inside this package, I am creating one interface that is order service. Let's define the method that is order DTO is the return type. Create order is the method name. Here I am passing two arguments that is customer ID and order DTO object. Integer customer ID and I am passing order DTO. Let's create order service IMPL class. Go to service.impl package. Inside this package, I am creating order service IMPL class. This order service IMPL class is implementing from order service. On top of method, I am using @service annotation. This is stereotype annotation. This annotation indicates this class as service class and it marks this class as Spring Bean. Let's override the method. Here I am injecting order repository, private order repository. And also we will use model mapper to convert one object into another object. For that I am using model mapper, private model mapper. On top of this class I am using all argument constructor. I am using this annotation to achieve constructor based dependency injection. Simply I am using all argument constructor to achieve constructor based dependency injection. Otherwise we can define parameterized constructor. At constructor level we will use auto-word annotation. Actually that annotation is optional. If the class has only one parameterized constructor, then we will omit auto-word annotation. Spring will perform this operation automatically. In order to implement this method, first we need to fetch the customer entity using customer ID. For that I am injecting customer repository like private customer repository. Here we have order DTO object. Let me convert that order DTO into order entity. For that I am using model mapper dot map order class. It returns order entity. Now let's get the customer details from the database. For that I am writing one comment, retrieve customer entity by ID. Simply I am using this customer repository dot we have find by ID method. Here I am passing ID customer ID. If the customer ID not available in the database, we'll throw the exception or else throw. Here we can pass some supplier. I'm using lambda expression, object of resource not found exception. Already we have created custom exception in previous section. I am writing simple message that is customer not found with ID. Simply I am passing customer ID and it returns customer. We have order entity and customer entity. Now we'll set customer to the order, like I'm writing one comment that is set customer to order entity. Simply I'm using order dot set customer. Here I'm passing that customer object. After this we'll save the order into the database. I'm writing one comment that is save order entity to the database. I'm using order repository dot we have save method. Here I'm passing this order. It returns new order. Directly I'm returning like model mapper dot map. This is order object. I want to convert it into order DTO. Then order DTO dot class, like that. What we have done here, we have converted order DTO to order entity and retrieved customer by the customer ID. Then we set customer object to order. We have saved order entity into the database. Finally, we have converted into order DTO type. Okay, let's go to controller package. Inside this controller package, I am creating one class that is order controller. Here I am using REST controller annotation. It marks the class as REST controller and it returns the response in the form of JSON. And let's go inside this annotation. Internally it is using controller and response body annotation. This response body annotation is responsible to convert our Java object into JSON format, like that. And also I am using request mapping annotation. Here I am using this request mapping annotation to provide main REST endpoint URL. Here I am using /APIs, like this. And I am injecting service interface here, that is private order service. And I am using all argument constructor. This is Lambda connotation to achieve constructor based dependency injection. Inside order control class, I am implementing one method that is create order REST API. public response entity. It is generic type. I'm passing order DTO. The method name is create order. And here I'm passing arguments, that is integer customer ID and order DTO, like this. On top of method I'm using post mapping annotation. It handles post HTTP requests. I am providing URL endpoint is customers slash. Here we need to provide customer ID dynamically. This is URI template variable. It will read data dynamically from the URL and orders. I want to bind this customer ID here. For that I'm using @path variable annotation. Here I'm using customer ID. Make sure that this ID and this URI template variable must be same. Here I'm using @request body annotation. It is responsible to convert JSON object into Java object. Here I'm returning like return new response entity. Here I'm calling order service dot create order. Here I'm passing customer ID and order DTO object and HTTP status dot created. This created status will provide 201. HTTP status created. It provides 201 status code that is created. Now I'm ready with create order REST API. Okay. Let's test this API. Let's start the Spring Boot application. Right click on the project. Run as Spring Boot. Now our application is up and running. Tomcat server started and running on port number 8080. Let's go to Postman tool. First of all, I'm adding customer details. Let's change HTTP method to post. Let me construct the URL, that is http://localhost:/8080/API/customers. Go to body, choose raw, content type JSON. Let me add customer details, that is customer name, that is Swami, and email ID is swami555@gmail.com, and address like this. Click on send button. See here, customer created successfully with ID 1. Here I'm creating one more customer, Tarak123, Pune. Click on send button. See, let's go to MySQL Workbench. Let's refresh. Open customer table. See, in customer table we have two records. Here customer name is Swami and Tarak, whose IDs are 1 and 2. Let's go to Postman tool again. Let's take new tab. Click on this plus icon. Let's select post method. Here I'm constructing URL. Now this URL is related to order http://localhost:/8080/API/customers. Let's go to controller class. I'm copying this. Let's paste here like this. Instead of customer ID, here I'm passing ID 1. Here you can choose body, raw, content type JSON. Here I'm adding order details. Let's go to order DTO. Go to order DTO. Let's copy product name. For example, laptop, and total amount 85,000. And the shipping address, let's copy payment method, UPI. Click on send button. See here, we have successfully created order into the database. Let's go to MySQL Workbench to verify the database. Here I'm opening order table. See here, we have inserted order details using this customer ID. And let's go to Postman tool. Here I'm placing one more order, that is mobile, price some 32,000, Hyderabad. Now this time COD, cash on delivery. Click on send. See, let's go to MySQL Workbench. Let's execute the select query. We have placed two orders belongs to this customer, like that. So our create order REST API is working as expected. Here we have achieved one-to-many relationship. Okay, I will see you in the next video. Hi, welcome back. In last video, we have implemented create order REST API for particular customer. In this video, we are going to develop get all orders which belongs to particular customer REST API. And it handles HTTP GET method, and its URL is /API/customers. Here we need to provide ID dynamically /orders, and its status code is 200 OK. Okay, let's move to STS ID. Go to repository package. Go inside order repository. Here we need to create one custom query method. We need to retrieve list of orders belongs to particular customer ID. Here I am defining method like list of order. Here I am using find by customer ID. This list collection must be from util package. Here I am passing argument that is customer ID, integer customer ID. This is the standard format to write the methods in JPA repository. Now let's move to service layer, that is order service. Inside this order service, let me declare one method, list of order DTO. This is the return type. The method name is get orders by customer ID. Here I am passing customer ID as the argument, integer customer ID. Okay, let's go to its implementation class, that is order service IMPL. Let's override the method, control space, enter. Here we need to provide the implementation for this method. Here we can fetch orders by customer ID. Here I am writing comment, retrieve orders by customer ID. Here we can fetch list of orders by customer ID. For that, order repository dot. Already we have implemented one method, that is find by customer ID. Here I am passing customer ID. It returns list of orders. Now we got list of orders. Now we can convert list of order entities into list of order DTOs. Let me write the comment, convert entity to DTO. Here directly I am returning orders. Here I am using stream Java 8 API, and I am using map method. Here I am using order, that is lambda expression. Here I am using model mapper.map order. I want to convert it into order DTO. order DTO.class. Here let's collect the result dot collect collectors dot to list. That's it. Now let's go to controller class, that is order controller. Let me write the comment, that is get all orders by customer ID REST API. Here I am implementing one method, that is public response entity. I am passing generic type, that is list of order DTO. The method name is get orders by customer ID. On top of method I am using @get mapping annotation. It supports HTTP GET requests. Here I am providing REST URL endpoints slash customers slash customer ID slash orders. See, this is URI template variable. You can read data dynamically from the URL. And here I am passing arguments, that is customer ID, integer customer ID. Let me bind this here. For that I am using path variable annotation, that is customer ID. Here I am calling order service dot get orders by customer ID, like this. It returns orders. I am returning new response entity. Here I am passing these orders here, and HTTP status dot OK. This OK status provides 200, like this. Okay, now we are ready with get all orders by customer ID REST API. Let's start the Spring Boot application. Right click, run as Spring Boot application. Now the application is up and running. Let's go to Postman tool. Let me take new tab. Click on this plus icon. The HTTP method is get. Here I am constructing URL http colon / localhost colon 8080 / APIs / go to order controller. Let's copy this REST endpoint URL. Go to Postman tool. Let's paste here. In place of customer ID, I am changing customer ID 1. Click on send button. These are the orders which are belongs to customer ID 1. Okay, this is the response of REST API. Let's go to IDE. See here, select query printed on the console. That means our REST API is working as expected. Okay, I will see you in the next video. Hi, welcome back. In previous video, we have implemented get all orders which belongs to particular customer REST API. In this video, we are going to develop get order by ID REST API, and it handles HTTP GET method, and URL path is /API/customer. Here we can provide customer ID dynamically /orders, and also we can provide order ID also dynamically, and its status code is 200. Okay, let's move to STS ID to develop this REST API. Go to order service interface. Let's define the method, that is order DTO. This is the return type, and the method name is get order by ID. Here I am passing two arguments, that is customer ID and order ID. Integer customer ID and integer order ID. That's it. Let's go to its implementation class, that is order service IMPL. Let's override the method, control space enter, like this. Here we can provide the implementation. First of all, let's retrieve customer entity. Already we have implemented that code. This is the code, right? Let's copy this piece of code. Let's paste here and can retrieve order by order ID. I'm adding one comment, retrieve order by ID. Here I'm using order repository dot find by ID. Here I'm passing order ID. If the ID is not available in the database, then or else throw an exception. Here I'm passing on supplier. This is lambda expression. Here I'm writing object of resource not found exception. This is the custom exception. Already we have implemented in the previous video. Here I'm writing string message that is order not found with ID, that is order ID, and returns order object. Now we will write simple business logic. Here we can check that order is belongs to particular customer or not. If the order not belongs to the particular customer, then it will throw some exception. So let's create one custom exception. Go to exception package. See, this is the exception spelling mistake. Let me correct it. Inside this exception package, I am creating one custom exception. I am creating one class that is e-commerce API exception. Here it is extending from runtime exception, and this is zero argument constructor, and also I am adding parameterized constructor. Here I am passing string message that is super of message, and it is showing our default serialized version. Click on that like that. Let's copy this class name. Now we created e-commerce API custom exception. Here I'm adding one condition, that is I'm writing not if order dot get customer dot ID dot equals. Here I'm providing customer dot get ID. See here, if the order is not belongs to this customer, then we'll throw some exception. Throw new. Let's paste that copied exception like this. Here I'm writing string message that is order does not belongs to customer, like that. If the order is not belongs to this particular customer, then we'll throw this exception. Finally, I'm returning like model mapper dot map and convert it into order DTO dot class. That's it. Let's go to controller class, that is order controller. Here we need to develop REST API that is get order by ID. REST API. Here I'm implementing one method that is public response entity. I'm passing order DTO as type. The method name is get order by ID, and on top of method I'm using @get mapping annotation. Here I'm passing REST endpoint URL that is customer slash. Here I'm providing customer ID dynamically. This is URL template variable slash orders slash. Here I'm providing order ID like that. Here I'm passing argument that is customer ID and order ID, that is customer ID and integer order ID Let me bind this customer ID to this customer ID. Here I'm using @path variable annotation. Here I'm providing ID like this. Similarly, here also I'm using path variable annotation to bind order ID here. Let's copy this, paste here. Okay, let's return object of response entity, that is I'm calling order service dot get order by ID. Here I'm passing customer ID and order ID. Here I'm providing HTTP status dot OK. It provides status code 200. Now we are ready with get order by ID REST API. Let's start the Spring Boot application. Right click, run as Spring Boot application. Our application is up and running. Let's go to Postman tool. Let me take new tab. Here I'm using HTTP method get. Here I'm constructing URL http://localhost:8080/API/ let's go to order controller. Let's copy this REST endpoint URL. Go to Postman tool. Let's paste here. In place of customer ID, I'm giving 1. In place of order ID also, I'm giving 1. Click on send button. See, this is the response of REST API. Let's go to MySQL Workbench. Let's execute this query. See, we have only 2 records, that is ID1 and ID2. Let's go to Postman tool. Here I'm giving ID 3. This ID number 3 is not available in the database, then it will throw the exception. Click on send. See, resource not found exception, that is order not found with ID, like that. Okay, it is working as expected. Let's go to IDE. See here, the select query is printed on the console. Okay, I will see you in the next video. Hi, welcome back. In this video, we are going to implement update order by ID REST API. It handles HTTP POOP method and its REST endpoint URL is /API/customers. Here we need to pass customer ID dynamically /order, and also we can pass order ID dynamically. And its status code is 200. Okay. Okay, let's move to stage ID to implement this REST API. Let's go to order service interface. Order service. Here I'm declaring method, that is update order method. Return type is order DTO. The method name is update order. And here I'm passing arguments such as customer ID, order ID, and order object, like that. I'm passing integer customer ID and integer order ID, and here I'm passing order DTO as an object here. Order DTO, like this. Let's go to its implementation class, that is order service IMPL. Let me maximize this. Let's override the method, control space enter, like this. First, we need to get the customer details from the database using customer ID. Already we have implemented this code. Let's copy the code. This is the code. Let's copy this and paste here. Let's retrieve order entity by ID. Similarly, we need to retrieve order by ID. Already we have implemented that code also. Let's copy this code, paste here. Here we need to write one condition, whether this order belongs to this particular customer or not. Already we have implemented that condition also in previous video. Let's copy that. Let's copy this condition. Let's paste here like that. Here we have customer object and order object. Here we have provided one condition. If the order is not belongs to that particular customer, it will throw that exception. Otherwise, we can save that updated changes in the database. Here we can update this order. Let's set the updated data. Order dot set product name. We can read the updated details from order DTO. Copy this. Order DTO dot get product name like this. Similarly, order dot set amount. Order DTO dot get total amount, and order dot set shipping address. Order DTO dot get shipping address. Similarly, order dot set payment method. Order DTO dot get payment method. Let's save updated order details into the database. Let me add the comment save update order details into database. Here I'm using order repository dot save. Here I'm passing order. It returns updated order like this. Finally, I'm converting this order entity into order DTO. So that model mapper dot map updated order I'm converting to order DTO dot class like that. Let's go to controller class, order controller. Let me add comment update order REST API. Here I'm implementing one method that is public response entity. Here I'm passing order DTO as type. Method name is update order. Here I'm passing parameters like integer, customer ID, and order ID. Along with these parameters, I am passing order DTO as an object like that. On top of method, I am using put mapping annotation. This annotation handles put requests. Let me add REST endpoint URL, that is /customers /customer ID. This is URI template variable. We can read data dynamically from the URL /orders, and also we can provide order ID. We can bind this customer ID here. For that, I'm using a path variable annotation. This path variable annotation read the values from the URL and assign those values to this method. Similarly, I'm adding for order ID also path variable. I'm using this ID. Let's paste here. Here this is order DTO, right? It is an object. Here I'm using @request body annotation. Request body. This annotation is responsible to convert JSON object into Java object. Here directly I'm returning object of response entity. Here I'm calling order service dot update order. Here I'm passing customer ID, order ID, and order DTO as an object. Here I'm providing HTTP status dot OK. Now we are ready with update order REST API. Let's start the application. Right click on the application, run as Spring Boot app. Our application is up and running. Let's move to Postman tool. Let me take new tab. Click on plus icon. Here I am changing HTTP method to put. Here I am constructing URL, that is http colon / localhost colon 8080 / API / go to order controller Let's copy this REST endpoint URL. Copy. Go to Postman tool. Paste here. In place of customer ID, I am giving 1. In place of order ID, I am giving 1. I want to update the order. ID is equal to 1. Which belongs to customer. ID is equal to 1. Like that. Let's go to body. Raw. Choose content type JSON. Here we can provide JSON object. Let's go to create order REST API. This is create order JSON object. Copy this. Go to our tab. Let's paste here. Before updating the changes, go to MySQL Workbench. Let's execute this select query. See, we have only 2 products, that is laptop and mobile, and ID numbers 1 and 2. Here I am updating ID 1. Here I want to change this shipping address and this payment method. Okay, let's go to Postman tool. Here I am shipping address, I am changing to Chennai, and payment method debit card. Click on send button. See, this is the response of update order REST API. Let's go to MySQL Workbench. Before executing select query, this is old data. See, this is ID number 1, payment method UPI, and shipping address Hyderabad. Let's execute this select query. See here, changed payment method to debit card and shipping address changed to Chennai. That means our update order REST API working as expected. Let's go to IDE. See here, update query printed on the console. Okay, I will see you in the next video. Hi, welcome back. In this video, we are going to implement delete order REST API, and it handles HTTP delete method, and its REST endpoint URL is /API/customers. Here we need to provide customer ID dynamically, /orders, and also we can provide order ID also dynamically. And its status code is 200. Okay, let's move to STS ID to develop delete order REST API. Go to order service interface. This is order service interface. Let me declare one method, that is void. The method name is delete order. Here I am passing arguments like customer ID, integer, customer ID, and integer order ID. Here I declared this method. The method name is delete order. Here I provided 2 parameters. One is customer ID, second one is order ID. Okay, let's go to its implementation class. That is order service IMPL. Let me maximize this. Let me override the method, control space enter, like this. Let's write the logic inside this delete order method. First we will retrieve customer details by customer ID. Already we have that code. Let's copy that code. This is customer details. Let's copy, paste here. Similarly, we will use order ID to retrieve order details from the database. And already we have implemented that code also. Let's copy this code. Let's paste here. Here we have one condition, that is if the order is belongs to particular customer or not. Let's copy that piece of code. Already implemented this code in previous video. Copy this, paste here. See, if you look at here, we are repeating same code, right? So what you can do is, you can refactor this code. You can create a common method and you can just paste this repeated code inside that private method, and you can just call that method in the respective places. Always use best practice. Don't repeat the same code again and again everywhere. If you have duplicate code, you can refactor it. Here we have retrieved customer details by customer ID and also retrieved order details by order ID, and provided one condition also. If the particular order not belongs to this customer, then it will throw this exception, like that. Finally, I am using order repository dot. We have delete method. Directly I am passing order object as an argument. Let's go to control class. This is order controller. Let me maximize this window. Let me add the comment delete order by ID. REST API. I'm developing one method that is public response entity. Here I'm passing string as type. Method name is delete order. On top of method I'm using delete mapping annotation. We will use delete mapping annotation to handle delete HTTP requests. Here we can add REST endpoint URLs, that is customers / customer ID / orders. Here I'm providing order ID like this. This is URI template variable. Here I'm passing customer ID and order ID, that is integer customer ID and integer order ID. Here I'm using @path variable annotation. Here let's use this customer ID here. You can read the values and assign the values to this method. For that I'm using @path variable annotation, and also I'm using ID, and I'm calling order service dot delete order. Here I'm passing customer ID and order ID as the arguments and returning a response entity dot OK. Here I'm writing one string message, that is order deleted successfully with ID order ID, like this. Let's start the Spring Boot application. Right click on the project, run as Spring Boot application. See, our application is up and running. Let's go to Postman tool. Let me take new tab. Here I'm changing HTTP method to delete. Here I'm constructing URL, that is http / localhost 8080 / APIs / go to order controller. See, let's copy this REST endpoint URL. Go to Postman tool. Let's paste here. Here I'm placing customer ID 1. Here I'm providing order ID 2. Before making HTTP request, let's go to MySQL Workbench. Let's execute this query. See, we have two records. This is order table. We have two records. One is ID number 1 and 2. These two records are belongs to single customer whose ID is equal to 1. I want to delete this second record which is belongs to customer ID is equal to 1. Okay, let's go to Postman tool. Click on send button. See, order deleted successfully with ID 2. This is the response of our delete order REST API. Let's go to MySQL Workbench. Let's execute this select query again. See here, in the order table, second record removed successfully. Go to IDE. See here, delete query printed on the console. That means our REST APIs are working as expected. Okay, I will see you in the next video. In this video, let's refactor get customer by ID REST API and get all customers REST API. See here, if we send the request to the get customer by ID REST API and we'll get the response like, see, this is the URL to get the customer details based on the ID. Click on send button. Here I'm getting only customer details. Here we are not getting its order details. Ideally, we will get customer details along with orders in the response. Let's copy this URL. Let's take new tab. Paste here. Remove this ID. This is the URL for get all customers API. Hit send button. Observe here. Here also we are getting list of customers but not order details. Okay, let's move to STS ID. Let's refactor code to get customer details along with its orders. This is get customer by ID REST API. We are returning customer D2 as the response of get customer by ID and get all customers REST API. Along with the customer information, we need to return set of orders to the client. In order to do that, let's add one more field. Let's go to customer DTO. We are returning this customer DTO as the response of get customer by ID and get all customers REST APIs. Along with customer information, we need to return set of orders also to the client. Let's add one more field. Inside customer DTO, here I'm adding one more field, that is private set of order DTO. Orders. Like that. Save. Our application is up and running. Let's test the response. Go to Postman tool. See, this is get customer by ID URL. Click on send button. We are getting some exception. Actually, it is mapping exception. Basically, model mapper internally using toString method to convert one object into another object. So for that, it is throwing that exception. Let's go to ID. Go to customer entity. In order to fix this issue, we need to remove toString method from the customer entity. Here we are using @data annotation. Let's go and set this annotation. See, internally it is using toString, but we don't want that. Simply I am removing this annotation. In place of data annotation, I am using @setter and @getter annotations. These are the annotation which provides getter setter methods for our fields. Okay, let's save. Already we have dev tools, right? Whenever changes happen in the application, automatically it reloads the application. Let's go to Postman tool. Again, click on send button. Now we are getting the response. Let's copy this URL. Go to browser. Paste this URL. Hit enter. We are getting customer details along with its orders. This is get customer by ID. Remove this ID. Hit enter button. This is list of customers. This is get all customers REST API. It is working as expected. We have successfully fixed that issue. Now we are getting customers along with its order details. Alright, we have successfully refactored get customer by ID and get all customers REST API to get customers along with its orders. Okay, I will see you in the next video.